How to make a girl like you. The days of passing around a note that says, "Will you be my girlfriend?" Y or N no longer exists. You could still send that as a text, but you might come off as desperate or creepy if you didn't get the right amount of cute. Dating is hard, and being turned down is even worse. As a former counselor and ex-girlfriend, I'd like to give you some tips that might help you find a girlfriend, if that's what you want. I won't tell you to love yourself first. I think that's important at any age, at any stage of life, and in any kind of friendship. Yes, you should love yourself, but that's not the best or most useful advice when you're trying to figure out how to stop being alone. Let's instead talk about some steps you can take to get what you want. How to get a girlfriend in real life. Ask yourself why you want a girlfriend before we go any further. There could be a lot of answers. Companionship. There was both physical and mental closeness. Before you do anything else, you need to know why you want one. If everyone else has A+1, that is not a very good reason. If you can't stand being alone, that's also a problem. You want someone to help you or make you happy, right? A girlfriend can't accomplish that. Could I tell you about a good therapist? You're in the right place if you want a girlfriend because you have a full life that would be even better with some company. Here are some things you can do to go from being single to being in a relationship. 1. Show that you have faith. If you want a girlfriend, you should work on being more confident. First, do you have some? If you can't see what's good about yourself, how can you expect other people to? It's important to be sure of yourself and know what you can bring to a relationship. Dates aren't just about figuring out how the other person's traits will help you. It's also important to know what you can offer. It's not just one way. You will need to show that you are a good partner and not just someone who wants one. Confidence makes you look good. If you're happy with yourself, it shows. Just like when you don't do it. Even if you're shy by nature, no one is asking you to become outgoing to get a girlfriend. Just be sure of yourself and hold on to it. 2. Laugh at yourself. If you want a girlfriend, you might want to show how funny you are. Most people have one, and most people would say that having a sense of humor is a very good trait. But here's the thing, jokes by themselves don't work. They can also be annoying. Instead of trying to be funny on purpose, focus on how funny you already are. If you like telling dad jokes, have fun doing it. If dry humor is more your style, do more of that. If you know how to use snark well, just make sure it doesn't come across as casual or mean. Your sense of humor is yours. If you have a dark view of the world but can still find fun in it, go for it. If you talk to the right person, they will find you funny. Who cares what the wrong person thinks? They're not your people, so what do they care? 3. Pay attention to how you look and how clean you are. If you want a girlfriend, one of the best things you can do is take care of how you look and keep yourself clean. If you don't care about things like soap, perfume, and clean clothes, you probably won't find A+1. People are more likely to get along with each other if they smell good and are clean. But it goes further than that. Wear clothes that make you feel good. Do you make a good impression? Do the clothes you wear say something about who you are? Even on your worst days, the right person will still love you, but that doesn't mean you should let them see you at your worst when you first meet. Making an effort shows that you respect them, that you respect yourself, and that you have good mental health. If you look bad and don't take care of yourself, it's possible that a potential relationship won't go anywhere. 4. Put your name out there. You must put yourself out there if you want a girlfriend. You have to meet people unless you want to hook up with the next delivery person who comes to your house. Downloading a dating app is the best way for many of us to meet new people. I don't know which dating app you should use. If I'm being honest, I hate everyone. There are way too many bots coming in to have a good experience, and I'm sick of seeing people who are already in a relationship looking for a side chick on the apps. Still, you know what you're getting when you use a dating app. You know that the people you could date are interested in dating. You can get to know them in a safe, neutral place without even leaving your house. Get a good friend or two to write your page if you want to help yourself. They know more about you than you do. Plus, they might point out things about you in your bio that you don't even realize you're putting out there. Before you go live, get a second or even a third view. 5. IRL stands for in real life. If you want a girlfriend, you should also try to meet people in real life. You don't have to go on a singles trip or sign up for speed dating. You can join a club or do something you enjoy. Put yourself in situations where there is any chance at all that you might meet another person. Don't do it just to attract a girl. Choose something you really like, so you won't be upset if all you ever do is make friends and never meet a girl. The first step is to meet someone. One way to meet a woman in real life might be to do something different from your usual practice. Another way is to practice being aware of the things you already do. When you go to the grocery store, do you just go through the motions, or are you aware of your surroundings and the pretty woman who is looking at you over the watermelon? When you go out to lunch, are you willing to meet new people? You just have to tune in and take a chance sometimes. 6. Focus on your growth and therapy. The most important thing you can do to get a girlfriend is to put yourself first and get a doctor, for the love of all that is holy. Don't think that you can solve your problems on your own. Yes, the cost of treatment can be too high. Some online choices are cheaper, and some therapists even offer a sliding scale based on how much money you make. Do not try to go it alone. A girlfriend can't make you happy if you aren't already happy. We're sorry, but we don't offer that service. You can only do that. But it's also important to deal with your problems and get rid of your old relationship baggage before you try to date. Or to do it as soon as you realize you haven't if you're already in a relationship. Having a growth attitude is appealing. It shows that you want to get better and are willing to put in the work. It shows that you know what you do wrong and are aware of it. It also shows that you want to be a good partner and aren't just looking for one. 7. Ask your friends to set you up. Ask some of your friends to set you up with people they know. It might feel weird, but it will be worth it. Unless you have bad friends, they won't set you up with bad people. They want to help you find your love, not hear about your next bad date at a dinner party. Ask them if they know any single people they could introduce you to. If your friend is in a pair, you could even ask to go on a group or double date with them to make things less awkward. Even a casual meeting could be better than a random date. 8. Adjust your expectations. I agree that you should have high standards, but they should also be reasonable. You'll never find a great person if you're looking for one. Ask yourself if you've set the bar too high or if you're just using it as an excuse to stay away from closeness. On the other hand, you might have higher expectations of your partner than you do of yourself. Your standards are off if you want a physically fit partner but aren't physically fit yourself. You shouldn't ask a partner for something you're not ready to work on yourself. For example, if you want a partner who is good with money, you should do everything you can to keep your earnings in good shape. If not, you're trying to meet people who are out of your league and not being realistic about what you want. 9. Increase your social and emotional smarts. Learn more about social and emotional intelligence. This is a good step you can take. Social intelligence helps you figure out how other people think and act. Emotional intelligence helps you know yourself better and keep your thoughts in check. Both of these kinds of abilities can make it easier to get a girlfriend. Many people in our society are neurodiverse and don't know it. They could have ADHD, autism, a disease that makes it hard for them to deal with sensory information or any number of other traits that could make connections harder. Neurotypical people and people who are neurodiverse can both benefit from building their social and emotional intelligence. It can help you understand how your actions affect other people and how other people's actions affect you. To find a partner, you need to be aware of this. 10. Learn how to say nice things without being creepy. Let's be clear, it's not attractive to call someone a cat. It's rude to talk about someone's body in a direct message on social media. Telling women to smile more is also a bad idea that most people think is wrong. If you don't know how to praise someone without being rude, it's best to just say nothing. Even better would be to learn how to give real praise that doesn't hurt anyone. When you tell someone, they have a pretty smile, they reply very differently than when you tell them they'd look better if they smiled. You might be shocked by how many people think it's okay to tell someone online that they look good in some pictures but not in others. There are rude and hurtful words everywhere, and if you use them, you hurt your chances of getting a girlfriend. 11. Be interested. You might think that being curious is not a very useful thing to do, but you'd be wrong. Be interested in who your love partner is, what they want, and what they like when you talk to them. Ask questions, but don't give answers. Just let your interest guide you. If you are curious, you won't be tempted to make judgments. Too often, when we meet someone, we try to make them fit what we're looking for, and we miss the signs that they are who they say they are. Later, when we have to admit that the version we made up wasn't real, we act surprised and feel cheated. But if we had been more interested in them and less focused on making them fit the profile, we might have had a better friendship or dodged a bad match. 12. Be open to your feelings. Are you ready for a girlfriend, or do you just want to be one? It's very different. After I broke up with my last boyfriend, I went on a date before I was ready. I was still sad about the death. Even though I wanted to accept what my ex-partner chose and move on, I was heartbroken. The morning before their lunch date was terrible. I was a complete ball of worry. I wanted to back out, but I didn't want to be rude. I ended up going and regretting it. Even though the person was nice, I knew they weren't right for me. More than that, I knew I wasn't ready for a new relationship because I was still hurting from the last one. Emotional availability is much more than just being over your ex. You also have to be ready to be honest with a new person. I've been with a lot of emotionally unavailable people, and the hard truth is that it helped me hide the fact that I was also emotionally absent. When they kept a safe distance from me, I was able to keep my guard up without anyone noticing. It is hard to be mentally open, especially if you have been hurt in the past. You might have to work through it before you can find a relationship and keep it going. You're not ready for a girlfriend just because you want one. Do you know what the difference is? 13. Be self-aware. How well do you know yourself? Do you know what you did wrong? Can you say you're sorry when you make a mistake? Do you feel good about yourself? Self-awareness is one of the most important things you can bring to a relationship, and all of these questions are part of it. You need to see yourself as you are, not as you want to be. So many times, people have told me big things about whom they thought they were, and it didn't seem to match up with the truth. It's important to know the difference between how you see yourself and how other people see you. If they don't match up, it could mean that you don't know yourself well enough. 14. Be open enough to risk being turned down. If you want a girlfriend, you'll have to risk being turned down. I can't tell you how to stay away from it. No, there isn't one. You'll have to put yourself out there and tell someone you'd like to be in a relationship with them. It's sometimes scary. No one likes being turned down because it hurts. You might think it's better not to know, but the longer you don't know, the more anxious you'll get. Are you ready to let someone in and trust that they will treat you well? The truth is that every connection will end. People leave or die at some point. Doesn't that sound gloomy? It's just the way things are. Love is what makes it all worthwhile, but sometimes it also makes things hard. If you love someone, you risk losing them, but you have to do this anyway. You have to think that the love is worth it and know that there are no promises that you won't hurt each other along the way. 15. Just ask. If you want a girlfriend, you'll have to ask for one. It's not something that girls have to ask guys about. If you want a girlfriend, you might have to take the first step because you know what you want. I'd tell you the same thing if you wanted a boyfriend or a partnership that didn't have a clear gender. If you don't ask, you'll always get a no, right? So, type "Do you like me?" in the box. Text with a Y or N if you need it. Write something down. Include a joke with it. You'll have to make the move, no matter how much you need to ask to feel comfortable. You can even just ask them if they are okay with you changing their relationship status. Say that if you want to be unique. Say that if you want to be polyamorous. Be clear about what you want, and then be ready to agree to the rules. So, to sum up, it's normal to want to be with someone. There are many ways to find one, but in the end, you'll have to find the courage to make it legal. In my last romance, I asked her out. It was scary and exciting at the same time. I knew what I wanted, so I took a chance and asked him if he wanted the same thing. Sometimes, no is the right answer. That's okay. Rejection is just a way to get you to the right person. Feel your thoughts and sorrow, and move on. Because you'll ask the right person one day, and they'll say yes.